We are already seeing some cancellations from the Northeast, from New York City to Newark and Boston as well. We'll tell you everything you need to know and how it could impact travelers here at PDX.
And over in the Northeast, millions of people under that blizzard watch and what's expected to be the storm of the decade. This as we track steady rain moving through our area. Rod will join us with the latest on this KGW Weather Impact Alert Day.
And dozens of cameras meant to monitor wildfires could soon go offline if they don't get the necessary funding. How much money they're asking for coming up at 7:50. Sunrise streaming live at 7 starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchik. Hope you had a great weekend. Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis standing by with a look at the weather and traffic and a very rainy day in store.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned rainy Monday for us. Good morning, everybody. We do have the KGW Weather Impact Alert up just for the fact that it's going to be a steady rain day. So whatever your outdoor plans are, you will need to prepare to be out in the raindrops, rain boots, raincoat, etc. Not much wind today. The gorge winds that were gusty at times over the weekend have faded away. And we're not really looking for overly heavy rain totals, so there's no flood concern, none of that. Just rain coming down, wet roads, some puddles. That could lead to needing some extra time on the roadways. Here's the widespread scope of the rain moving up I-5, up the Kelso Longview, and then pushing through the Columbia River Gorge. The white is snow that is falling at about 4,000 feet up in the Cascades. It is rain over the Coast Range, but even off the Coast Range and to the beaches, no flooding concern, as rivers are only expected to jump a foot or two, and that would still leave them well below flood stage. Raindrops in Salem right now, 47 degrees. I mean, raindrops everywhere. You can see the rainy scene over the Rose City. Temperatures at 48. These numbers will be fairly steady today. In fact, this model this afternoon shows cooler temperatures than what we have right now. So generally in the 40s. Coast Valley shows Bend could be up to 53 with some rain shower activity. Clouds and a shower threat, but not much total moisture out east. Baker City, John Day, and Burns all expected to hit 50. Tomorrow, day 4 of this rainy pattern, but tomorrow we'll get some breaks in the rain, and then Wednesday, Thursday, lots of dry time. A shower threat on Wednesday, a late into the evening shower threat on Thursday, low system on Friday. And then right now the weekend looks dry. The weekend looks sunny for the most part. Here's Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. We get you out the door and start with a traffic alert in Vancouver. I-5 southbound, just south of SR 500. We've got a crash that has the left lane blocked. That's what that snapshot says there. You can see the X over the lane. Yeah, traffic really started to back up here. In fact, it's past Main Street and into Hazeldale. So this drive time is only part of the story. The lineup actually starts up around or just south of 78th Street. But in any event, 22 minutes right now. I'll get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Up high, by the way, it is still snowing in the Cascades. There's a live look at Government Camp. That's just shy of 4,000 feet on Highway 26. Down low on Highway 26, to Rod's point, it's a soaker of a morning commute out there, so obviously be prepared for that. A bit later on this morning, both today and tomorrow, Multnomah County doing some bridge lifts of the Hawthorne Bridge. It's the annual bridge inspection and whatnot, so expect multiple bridge lifts lasting upwards of 20 minutes per lift on the Hawthorne Bridge, both today and tomorrow. China, Matthew, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Over the weekend, the Mexican army killed the leader of what's become Mexico's most powerful drug cartel.
Just moments ago, we've learned 25 members of the Mexican National Guard were killed in 6 separate attacks following the capture. That's according to the Associated Press. Now, the Defense Department says the cartel leader, often referred to as El Mencho, was wounded in an operation to capture him yesterday. He then died while being flown to Mexico City. After his death, cartel members set vehicles on fire to block military operations. He was a top target for the U.S. and Mexican governments, who, according to the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, was one of the top traffickers of fentanyl into the U.S. And she also said the U.S. government provided information to support the operation. Last February, the Trump administration designated the cartel as a foreign terrorist organization.
Meantime, a large winter storm in the Northeast is causing flight delays and cancellations across the country.
Thomas Schultz is joining us live from PDX this morning with a look at some of the issues they're seeing. Good morning, Thomas.
Hey, good morning, guys. And yeah, check this out. These are departures from PDX and JFK. 2 flights canceled. Newark, a flight canceled. Boston, same thing. All those flights to the Northeast canceled this morning at PDX as they continue to just get pummeled by snow. 41 million people from Maine all the way down to Maryland are under blizzard warnings right now. In New York City, a travel ban is in place until 9 o'clock our time after NYC got slammed with 15 inches of snow. Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut have all declared states of emergency. And up and down the Northeast from Philly to New York City, airports are dealing with the wide majority of flights being canceled this morning. Across the nation, there's already been 5,300 cancellations, and it's having an impact at PDX too. Yesterday, 3 flights coming from New York City to Portland were canceled, and all 4 flights intended to go to New York City were also canceled. And get this, guys, a quarter of the nation's air travel either goes in or out of New York City or over New York City. So when those airports, JFK and LaGuardia, are closed down, essentially what we're seeing here, it has a big ripple effect. And already, look, right now, only the Northeast being affected, but still 4 cancellations early this morning from PDX flights trying to get to the Northeast, guys.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live from PDX. Thank you, Thomas. And to other local headlines now. The WNBA announced that the death of former star player Kara Braxton. She was just 43 years old. The Oregonian reported that she was killed in a car crash Saturday, but the league has not confirmed that. Braxton is a 2-time WNBA champion who's played for 10 seasons. She spent most of her high school years playing for Westview High School in Beaverton. She's survived by her husband and 2 sons.
The Lincoln City Police Department now has a man in custody after a deadly hit and run on Friday. It happened on Highway 101 near Northwest 15th Street. 80-year-old Joseph Coffin was found injured and later died in the hospital. The police department says 45-year-old Juan Jimenez turned himself in yesterday after they found the car outside city limits.
An update to a crash involving an Amtrak train. Milwaukee police say they have found and cited the person who left a car on the train tracks Friday at the intersection of Southeast Harrison and Railroad Avenue. The police department says that the driver missed the turn for a local business and got stuck on the tracks. They're using this incident to remind people not to try to get the car unstuck and to call 911 right away.
3 people and a pet made it out safely after a large fire broke out at a Vancouver house yesterday afternoon. Vancouver Fire responded just after 4 o'clock to Northeast 30th Avenue and 45th Street. It took crews almost half an hour to get the fire under control. An electrical line fell to the ground, but crews quickly turned off power to the home. No injuries were reported, and the cause is still under investigation.
A Northeast Portland tattoo parlor is reaching out for help after they were broken into earlier this week. The owner of Bloodhound Tattoo says that someone drilled through the lock on their door on the night of February 17th. Tattoo supplies, taxidermy equipment, artwork, and other items were stolen, totaling between $2,000 and $3,000 in losses. The small business has been open for less than a year, making this an even more devastating incident, according to their management.
It was devastating for us, and it was really disappointing. It did make us feel vulnerable, but I feel like we will come back a lot stronger.
Ton says that they plan on spending money on increasing security and are hoping to find the items listed on Facebook Marketplace so they can possibly get them back.
This is a live look at current conditions in New York City's Times Square, courtesy of EarthCam. We've been watching this cam all morning, and workers have been going out about once an hour to try and clear the snow. Right now, New York and several other states in the Northeast, as Thomas just highlighted, are under a blizzard watch with most travel banned in the city through noon today.
Rod, that's pretty, seems pretty intense. I don't know New York very well, but that seems pretty intense.
It's about as good of a blizzard slash winter storm as you're going to find. You can see the low in that kind of nor'easter position just offshore. And when these lows get offshore like that, if you don't know, they're called nor'easters because the circulation winds around the low then brings down a northeast wind flow along the coast of New England, New York State, and down into, at times the mid-Atlantic. This one is mainly, it looks like mainly from north of D.C. up through New York and into Boston. That's kind of the bullseye of the activity. Snow reports already 1 to 2 feet across the area, with more coming down today. And that blizzard warning for high winds, blowing snow leading to reduced visibility. Nantucket Island, one of the highest wind reports I've seen was 68 mile per hour wind gusts, but a lot of this area at the minimum is looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts today. So that's the real deal, no doubt. Here we are back on our side. It looks like we're dropping an image on the satellite loop, so I apologize for that. We've got 2 lows offshore. Here's that steady plume of moisture just channeling up into us. This is the flow pattern that started on Saturday, billed by myself as a 4-day rain event. Saturday, Sunday, today day 3, tomorrow will be day 4, and then we break into just a few showers on Wednesday. Again, we've got that drop satellite image right here, but you can see how widespread the rain is, and it extends through the gorge. There are no advisories, no watches, no warnings for the mountains, none for the gorge, none for the coast today. Winds won't be much. Just a good old-fashioned rainy Monday. Snow levels will be near pass level to at times maybe slightly above 4,000 feet up in the Cascades. So as you look at the gray skies over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club and the raindrops coming down and a temperature of 46 degrees, we do have a KGW weather impact alert just for the steady nature of the rain, meaning whatever your outdoor plans are, you're not going to be able to wait for a dry period. You're going to have your rain boots and your rain gear on and get out into it. These temperatures will be fairly steady today. 46 Hillsborough, 47 West Linn, 47 in Salem. Forecast map shows the 40s coast and valley. 53 in Bend, a little warmer 50s out east as well, with just a few showers out across eastern Oregon today. There's the impact alert for today. Steady rain. Tomorrow, though, still pretty wet overall. A few showers at times Wednesday, late Thursday. Little system on Friday, but really once we get to Wednesday, our weather's going to be pretty nice. The weekend right now looks dry with sunshine developing. Here's Chris.
Another reason to look forward to the weekend. All right, we start with a traffic alert here in Clark County. Let me get you back to that. I-5 southbound right now. There's a crash near Mill Plain. We've got the southbound left lane that is blocked right now. Traffic is stacked up thoroughly back past Main Street at this point. In fact, the slowing starts up around 63rd in Hazeldale. So you're going to need a few extra minutes to get around that. Once you get past 63rd, you get down to Main Street, you're still looking at about 21 minutes to get you down to I-405. Up high, we are still dealing with snow. That's a live look right now in Government Camp. Now that we've got some daylight, you get a feel for the fact that it is still snowing at a reasonable clip up there, and there still is some snow coverage. Down low, of course, rain the story this morning. There's a live look at the road spray at the Sylvan Hill. I-5 coming off the Interstate Bridge near Jansen Beach. It's definitely a very wet morning out there. Also, later today and tomorrow, I want to let you know about this. The Hawthorne Bridge will undergo multiple bridge lifts as the county does its annual bridge inspection. That'll be bridge lifts lasting upwards of 20 minutes at a pop. So if that's part of your normal commute today and tomorrow, expect some delays. China, Matthew?
Thank you, Chris. A surprise victory has the Tualatin cheer team celebrating a big win. How they soared to national title coming up when Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in just 2 minutes.
I'm Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Well, Olympians, not the only ones making their nation proud. The Tualatin High School competitive cheerleading team just won nationals this weekend.
Libby Dowsett caught up with them in California as they celebrated their victory.
Team members were ecstatic, saying this win at the USA Spirit Nationals came as a surprise, even though this is Tualatin's third national championship in competitive cheer in recent years.
It's been just like this surreal moment of winning 2 titles in 2 weeks and haven't really had a chance to just stop and think about everything they've done.
We honestly didn't expect it because there was a lot of teams that we were winning. That was kind of unexpected.
Coach Crystal Corona and the team celebrating back-to-back state titles and a national cheerleading championship win.
We're going to Disneyland.
After a long year.
7, 8, 1, home!
6 days on, 1 day off, and missing last year's nationals due to state being the same weekend.
They haven't seen us in a year. We have to come back and really just show them.
Considering themselves underdogs,
So we were in a very tough division this year.
they took home the big one.
We all knew we had to put our whole heart into it and get the job done.
We're gonna go in with our secret sauce is what we call it. And it's just having really great execution and really big confidence in what we do.
States are biggest, that's what we work for all year. Nationals is just a little cherry. But if we can get it.
This team showing their school, the state, and the nation. Tualatin has what it takes to fly high.
It's a very high standard we hold for ourselves. We want to be the best we can be.
The cheerleaders will receive their state rings and championship banners during their upcoming banquet. Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
And turning to our weather coverage, you can expect rain on your morning commute and probably evening commute too. Our photojournalist, Eric Patterson, giving us a live look at Vancouver. He's currently heading down I-5 near 78th Street. You can see the windshield wipers working overtime this morning and very wet roadways. So just be aware as you head out the door this morning.
Looks like I won't be taking Barry for a long walk today.
Yeah, we talked earlier, if you're waiting for that dry break day, you probably don't get it. It's we have the impact alert just because it's the sad face. She's giving me the sad face. We have the impact alert up just for the steady rain in the forecast. So to let you know, if you're going to be outside for any period of time, you probably want your rain boots and your full raincoat on. Not a lot of wind today. Temperatures are going to be holding steady in the 40s. It's important to note there are 0 advisories of any kind in our region. None for the coast, none for the valley, none for the mountains. The winds that were gusty out of the gorge faded last night, so we don't have much wind out there today. And so we just saw from Eric's Patterson's live driving shot. So far, the roadways seem to be handling the water okay. The rain rates, remember, it was supposed to be a couple inches over 4 days, which is definitely something we can handle, right? Here are the rain totals over the last 48 hours, and they're nothing to write home about. An inch in Eugene, but only 66/100ths in Portland, less than 2 along the coast until you get down to North Bend, and up in southwest Washington, less than an inch in Vancouver and 57/100ths in Kelso. So again, we're probably not even looking at that much in terms of puddling as long as all the drains are clean out there. But the moisture flow is solid coming up into our area, and that will continue. Again, we lost an image on the satellite imagery right there, but you can see how solid the rain is up and down I-5 and then moving through the gorge and out toward Pendleton this morning. Not much in the way of fog. The cloud deck is low with the rain falling, yes, but not really much in the way of fog out there. Seaside, not reporting a temperature, but reporting the rain right now. 46 in Kelso, 48 in Portland, 47 in Salem, and the Dalles is at 41 degrees. So again, no temperature issues here. And generally, we look for the temperatures to hold fairly steady. There's a front that is kind of pushing up through us. Some of the modeling takes that front and drops it back to the south later today. So if that's the case, we could be cooler this afternoon than we are right now, potentially. This shows you highs for the date, which should be upper 40s. In many cases around Salem, that's where you're at right now. Southwest Washington, a similar situation, battleground 47, southeast winds just 5 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day. Billed as a 4-day rain event from an upper level low offshore. Saturday, Sunday, today's day 3. Tomorrow will be day 4. I think tomorrow's more like yesterday. There will be some breaks in the action, a high of 50. Just a few scattered showers around Wednesday. I had that dry. I've added a shower chance, but not a bad day. And then Thursday's dry in the morning. There may or may not be some rain coming in toward evening. A little system on Friday. The rain either holds to our north or gives us a little bit. And then right now, all models build upper level ridging, we call it, for the weekend, which would give us a little dry run Saturday, Sunday, maybe even into Monday, Tuesday of next week with sunny skies. cool mornings and highs in the 50s. Here's Chris.
Thank you for that, Rod. We pick it up with that traffic alert in Clark County. Photojournalist Eric Patterson behind the wheel of Drive 8. I'll step out of the way. You can see he's heading southbound near the Main Street on-ramp. There's a crash ahead that's got one lane blocked, and so Eric is now getting stuck in that backup for you, just to show you it's quite slow on that side of town right now. Now, once you get around that, traffic speeds pick up, but it is pretty thick on that side of the river. So, and mind you, the crash scene is just south of Main Street, but right now we've got about a 20-minute ride to get you in from Main Street south of the Fremont Bridge. Elsewhere on the freeway system, again, up high, it's snow, at least for this morning, up at Government Camp. This is just shy of 4,000 feet. You can see Highway 26 still snow covered. Down low, we've got the rain and the drive picking up. There's Interstate 84, the Banfield right now, that trip in from Troutdale. So far, not terribly impacted with the rain. 19 minutes gets you in from Troutdale to downtown, guys.
Chris, thank you. Still to come on Sunrise, a man shot and killed at President Trump's Florida home after showing up with a shotgun and a gas tank. What we know about the man and where the president was at the time when Sunrise continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
A federal investigation is underway this morning after Secret Service agents and a sheriff's deputy shot and killed a man outside of President Trump's Florida home.
It happened early Sunday morning while the president was hundreds of miles away. NBC's Chris Pallone has more.
Federal investigators are trying to figure out why a North Carolina man showed up outside President Trump's Florida estate carrying a gas can and brandishing a shotgun. The Palm Beach County Sheriff says it happened around 1:30 Sunday morning. 2 Secret Service agents and a sheriff's deputy confronted the man who entered the secure area around Mar-a-Lago.
He was ordered to drop those 2 pieces of equipment that he had with him, at which time he put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the 2 Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat.
Law enforcement sources told NBC News the suspect is 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin. He died at the scene. Martin's family reported him missing earlier on Saturday. The Secret Service said no one it protects was at Mar-a-Lago at the time.
We want to be clear, the President of the United States was not in the state of Florida. And this remains an active investigation by the FBI.
President Trump stayed in Washington over the weekend, hosting Republican governors at the White House a few hours before the shooting.
I invite everyone in this room to bring forward ideas and opportunities to better serve our people, and in turn, never hesitate to let us know if there's anything we can do for you.
The president spent much of the weekend dealing with the fallout from Friday's Supreme Court decision ruling many of the tariffs he's imposed on foreign imports are illegal. In response, Mr. Trump said Saturday he is now raising global tariffs to 15% under a different law. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Tomorrow marks 4 years since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war. Dozens of people gathered at Lake Union Park in Seattle calling for international solidarity. The rally was organized by Russian Seattle for Freedom, who say the Russian community wants an end to the war.
They support free Ukraine, they support new government for Russia, they want changes, and they don't want no more killings in Ukraine, either Ukrainian or Russian people.
A temporary memorial was also on display in memory of those who have died in the war.
I think we're getting a little closer to identifying some of the other articles, not just that backpack, like the shoes, the pants, the shirt or jacket.
That was Pima County, Arizona Sheriff Chris Nanos with the latest in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie.
Nanos says that the search is still growing and that they are looking into unknown DNA found inside Nancy's home. Meanwhile, people from all over came out to do their own community-driven search yesterday morning. Community members, members of the media, and social media influencers all worked to comb the area to find any clues that could lead police to Nancy Guthrie's whereabouts. They did locate a suspicious backpack, but police say that they have ruled out that being connected to the suspect.
Coming up in our next half hour, millions of people in the Northeast being told to stay inside as heavy snow makes its way through the area. We'll have the latest on that situation. Plus,
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, a morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We're coming up on 7:29 on your Monday morning drive. I've got a pair of traffic alerts to pass along. First off, in Clark County, it looks like this earlier crash actually just south of Mill Plain on I-5 has been clear, but the drive's still a little thick crossing the Columbia. So we're up to about 20 minutes or so to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. And then hopping over to the west side, I'm not sure if this is, it looks like a fender bender here on the inbound Sunset. This is just past Sylvan over on the right shoulder, and that is starting to back up that drive just a little bit. There's the live look, and the trip in from Hillsborough has jumped up to about 20 minutes at last check. Rod?
Well, we have ourselves a 100% chance of rain day. Good morning, everybody. We think it's going to be steady rain literally throughout the day into tonight. Not bad visibility from the Wells Fargo camera. 48 degrees, raindrops falling. Winds that were gusty over the weekend coming out of the gorge have actually let up, so there's not much wind out there either. You can see how wet it is in the valley. That's the camera down in Silverton at the Oregon Garden Resort looking out. Temperature 48 degrees, steady rain all day. Temperatures will be holding fairly steady. Could be actually cooler this afternoon than it is right now. More rain tomorrow, but we'll probably see some Tuesday breaks.
Good morning. Expect steady rain on your morning commute this morning. Our photojournalist Eric Patterson giving us a live look at the roads this morning before you head out. He says that he was just on the Interstate Bridge and now he is near Delta Park, so looks like
so in about 4 minutes he's made his way about a quarter of a mile.
Yeah. It's you got the rain, you got morning commute.
We
so
sent him to get stuck in traffic so you don't have to.
That's not horrible though. From in Delta Park moving north, is it, Chris? I mean, they're moving, right?
Rod.
Christopher?
I mean, they're not going 55 miles per hour.
Rod,
Speed limit.
you're in the studio not having to deal with
Well,
it.
that's true. But let me tell you, living in Clark County, and the few times I've been on the road this time in the morning, you can be sitting still on a rainy day. So
I guess that's
man.
We'll take that.
That's a win.
Insight here. Here's a look at our Doppler radar. Here's some insight. It's wet outside. Steady rain across the area. Astoria right now kind of on the northern edge of this, but you can see it's an absolute sheet of moisture moving across. Snow levels, according to the radar, if you look, there's Welch's, which you know is 1,500 feet. Here's Government Camp. Looks like the snow level is actually somewhere near 3,000 feet and then up to 4 for falling snow. So dealing with that up in the high country, important to note there are no watches, advisories of any kind from the National Weather Service today. Just snow up in the mountains, snow levels near pass level, and then a steady rain day here in the valley, but not much wind. Temperature is not a concern. 47 in Salem right now, and the temps actually be fairly steady throughout the day today. 48 in Portland. This could potentially be the warmer part of our day. I've got us mid-40s at noon and mid-40s at 5 o'clock. 24-hour rain amounts expected to be under an inch. So far it seems like it's an amount of moisture that we're able to deal with. Here's Chris.
That moisture, though, accumulating on the roadway up at Government Camp. It is still snowing right now. This is a live look at Highway 26, just shy of 4,000 feet. For perspective, you see that little tent-looking structure? That's right at the turnoff to go up to Timberline Road. So you can see that Highway 26 still has some snow coverage this morning. Down low, it's been a wet morning. It's been a slow drive out of Clark County. We had an earlier crash on I-5. That's out of the way, but we're still looking at 20-plus minutes to get you in from Hazeldale. And over on the west side, it looks like we got a fender bender down on the inbound Sunset. This is just past Sylvan over on the right shoulder, and that drive in from Hillsborough is ticking up a little bit. 21 minutes in building at last check. Matthew?
Chris, thank you. Well, classes are canceled today at Santiam Canyon School District for all students K through 12 and building staff. The district says it's due to water issues at Santiam Junior Senior High School. They did not share more about those issues.
In a reversal from previous plans, the Department of Homeland Security now says TSA PreCheck will remain operational for now.
So DHS had said PreCheck would be suspended due to a funding lapse in the department. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from PDX. Thomas, what kind of lines are you seeing out there this morning?
Yeah, look, guys, all morning long, we're seeing those ebbs and flows. It's really calm right now. About an hour ago, it was packed here at PDX as people were getting on those 6:30, 7 o'clock flights. And TSA PreCheck is in full swing here, though, of course, that could change. TSA says it'll evaluate keeping PreCheck open on a case-by-case basis and could adjust operations based on staffing constraints. TSA allows vetted passengers to use PreCheck to bypass security check-in lines and just get through TSA a little bit more quickly. The suspension of PreCheck was supposed to begin on Sunday morning. It all comes as DHS faces a lack of funding as Democratic and Republican lawmakers continue to negotiate over a DHS funding package back in Washington, D.C. Democrats have pushed for restrictions on immigration enforcement agents and are asking for mandatory body cameras, a ban on agents using face masks, and a requirement for judicial warrants for immigration arrest. In a statement, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said, quote, "Shutdowns have serious real-world consequences, not just for the men and women of DHS and their families who go without a paycheck, but it endangers our national security. And this DHS shutdown has been going on for quite some time and began back on February 14th. But again, once again, right here at PDX this morning, those lines have been moving pretty smoothly with pre-checks still in place. Matthew, China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live from PDX this morning. Thank you, Thomas. It has been 84 years since the U.S. incarcerated more than 100,000 Japanese Americans and immigrants. On Sunday, hundreds gathered at Elizabeth Curthers Park to reflect on the period of history, which they say draws parallels to the Trump administration's current immigration policy. We spoke to one woman at the rally who was 4 years old when she and her family were forced from their home during World War II.
We have to stop history from repeating itself. It is parallel. It is exactly the same. Our government is forcibly taking people away from their lives and putting them without due process of law into places that they shouldn't be, into detention.
Rally goers then marched down to the ICE facility and back in protest of the Trump administration.
Leaders around the world are reacting to President Trump's Saturday announcement that he's raising global tariffs to 15%. That's up from the 10% he imposed just a day earlier. Now, this comes in response to the Supreme Court, which struck down his previous far-reaching global tariffs on Friday. But the High Court's ruling only applies to the duties Trump imposed using one specific law. The law Trump is now relying on for his new 15% tariffs requires that Congress approve the duties within 150 days for them to remain in effect. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says lower courts will have to weigh in on potential tariff refunds, as the High Court didn't address them.
Meantime, Oregon Democratic Congresswoman Janelle Bynum is putting legislation that would require Customs and Border Protection to quickly refund tariffs to businesses out of its own budget. She says the Relief Act would level the playing field for large and small businesses, since many small companies aren't able to afford expensive litigation to recoup their losses.
That small businesses have passed some of these costs on to consumers. They've eaten their own profits, or they've held off on making investments in their business, whether it's equipment or in human capital.
Bynum says the Relief Act would cut out the long application process for businesses and require refunds from the feds within 90 days of enactment. President Trump has said striking down his tariffs would be an economic body blow to the country.
Well, join Tom Yamas in NBC News for live coverage of President Trump's State of the Union address. You can watch that right here on KGW at 6 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow night.
All right, time now is 7:37. We are taking a live look at New York City's Times Square, where they are expecting a historic blizzard. And it's not just them. Much of the Northeast is expected to get up to 2 feet of snow.
Yeah, that's right. Right now, 40 million people across the Northeast are under blizzard warnings and are being asked to stay home and stay inside as several states brace for heavy snow and damaging winds. Lee Waldman reports.
From New York City
has not faced a storm of this scale in the last decade.
To Philadelphia and Boston.
This is a very serious storm that has the potential to be a historic nor'easter.
Monday morning, more than 40 million people across the Northeast under blizzard warnings for the combination of intense snowfall rates and damaging winds from the bomb cyclone. In New York and New Jersey, governors have issued states of emergency.
We just got through a historic winter storm just a few weeks ago. Now we have another serious winter storm on our hands.
New York City's Department of Sanitation rolling out new tactics for a second significant snowfall in less than a month, planning to hire more than 1,000 emergency snow shovelers to work overnight and during the day.
We are declaring a state of emergency and instituting a travel ban. The state of emergency closes the streets, highways, and bridges of New York City.
Fallen trees and traffic accidents, including this overturned plow truck already seen throughout New York amid the heavy snowfall. The dangerous whiteout conditions not only prompting school districts across the Northeast to cancel in-person classes, but air travel is also expected to be brought to a halt for some of the nation's busiest airports. More than 5,000 flights have already been canceled in the U.S. Monday, according to FlightAware. In Central Park, I'm Lee Waldman.
All right, headed over to Rod Hill now. Rod, I know you were tracking that storm as well.
This is, one for the record books in that it's a big storm people are going to be remembering and probably, talking about a couple years now. Hey, remember that big blizzard we had, 2 winters ago? So here we are. Temperatures aren't that big of a deal, the actual air temperature. New York is 29. That does point out it's probably a wet, heavy snow, which makes it that much more difficult to scoop or shovel and get out. The satellite picture, and we lost an image on the satellite picture, and I don't have control over that, but here's the low spinning. There's New York, there's Boston. So the worst of this is north of D.C., up through New York and up into Boston. And the blizzard warnings, yes, we've got 60+ mile-per-hour winds gusting on some of the islands. I had one report in Nantucket's airport with 68 mile-per-hour wind gusts. There's probably fairly widespread 40 to 50 mile-per-hour wind gusts, even as you get inland or near the actual coastline itself. And most snow reports, pretty much everybody in that area between New York and Boston saying we have at least a foot. Some have 2 feet on the ground, and there's more snow coming. So it is a good old-fashioned big winter storm, no doubt. Here's a look at where we stand right now. We've got snow falling down to the passes in the Cascades. Otherwise, it's steady rain. We had some noticeable winds coming out of the gorge yesterday. Those winds have faded. Most winds are now at about 15 miles per hour. And as you look at wet conditions from our Oregon Zoo camera and a temperature of 45, it is important to note we don't have any advisories, warnings, or anything. There's no advisories for the coast, the mountains, the valley. It's just a good old-fashioned rainy day out there. But because of the steadiness of the rain and the fact there won't be any breaks, we have an impact alert up. So, make sure you dress for the rain today because it will be nonstop coming down. 46 in Tiger, 47 Wilsonville, 47 in Salem. The temperatures, by the way, will be fairly steady during the day. Here's Mavis, pet of the day at KGW.com. That's a super cute picture. Send us your photo with that email address. We'll feature your pet on our show. Our 7-day forecast numbers, we have the impact, all right, there's a receiver here somewhere, and it seems like it's getting more and more picky. 48 today's high with the impact alert up. Tomorrow still day 4 of our rainy pattern, but we'll get some breaks in the action. And then by Wednesday and Thursday, some shower possibilities, but really pretty quiet, pretty dry weather. Here's Chris.
I think your clicker is telling you what it thinks of its forecaster, Rod. All right, let's go ahead and pick it up in North Portland. Photojournalist Eric Patterson's manning the wheel of Drive 8. He's heading southbound, approaching the Rose Quarter right now. And obviously, it's busy on that side of town, but we're moving a little bit better than we were just a few minutes ago. 23 minutes gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Elsewhere across the freeway system, a reminder up high in Government Camp here, Highway 26. It's still snowing up there. It probably will be for a few more hours at least. Down low, we are stuck in the rain and a slow commute right now over the west side. We'll take you out to the Sylvan Hill. Looks like we got a little fender bender action here. It's just past Sylvan on the right shoulder. That's got traffic running a little thick on that side of town. Right now, the drive in from Hillsborough up to about 22 minutes, and your drive in from Troutdale, 25 minutes on I-84 westbound. Matthew.
Chris, thank you very much. Well, we've got the Girl Scouts of Oregon and Southwest Washington here in studio. And coming up, we're going to tell you how you can get your hands on this amazing lineup of cookies. Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in just 2 minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning. Well, absolute treat for us here because we are joined by the Girl Scouts of Oregon and Southwest Washington. They got up very early to be with us in the studio. Good morning, girls. Good morning.
We are so happy to have you here. We're also joined by CEO Shannon Everso. Shannon, tell us again about the Girl Scouts mission and how, these boxes of cookies help kind of fund that.
Well, it's my favorite time of season. It's Girl Scout cookie season, and it's actually the largest entrepreneurial program for girls. It's almost $1 billion industry, and we need the community to help support these girls. They've got big goals, and they use all of the money to fund their experiences. All of the money stays local, and they use it to give back to their community as well.
That's incredible.
And they seem like they always have smiles on their faces. All right, Remy, we're going to talk to you here for a second. So how long have you been a Girl Scout, and why do you do it?
I've been a Girl Scout for 3 years, and I love being outside with my friends and always doing like fun adventures outside.
What's the most fun thing that you've learned?
The most fun thing that I've learned is like planting trees outside. That
Green
was
thumb.
really fun.
Yes.
Oh, man, you could teach me a
we
thing
love
or two.
that.
Probably, I do not have that. All right, so we've got a new cookie this year. It replaced, I think, the s'mores from last year. So this is it right here, correct? So it's called the Explore M'ores. Remy, can you tell us a little bit about this cookie?
It's kind of like an Oreo, but it's all chocolate and it's a Rocky Road inspired cookie.
Okay.
Check.
I know. Sign me up.
Is that your favorite?
My favorite is the Adventurefuls.
The Adventurefuls. Okay,
yeah.
a classic one is the Thin Mints.
Thin Mints are my favorite.
Those are the good ones. How much do these cost?
$6 a box.
Okay, so we have a director who wants me to buy some before they go out. So here's your $6, and he will take some Thin Mints, please. Is that them? Oh, look.
Look at that.
We had it all ready to go.
Transaction
This is yours, but I am the middleman, so I will probably have to have 3 cookies.
I'm also
Cookie
going to
tax,
pretend
yes.
like we didn't try these last hour, and I'm going to pretend like I'm trying it new for the first time.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
It's so good.
Who would have guessed?
We know Rod Hill wants to try that. We'll do that in a second. Oh, we have a buyer.
Rod's
We have another buyer.
too.
All right.
I'm the middleman.
They
What do you
can
want?
keep the change. I want one Thin Mint.
One Thin Mint.
They changed the name again, I think, but the one that has the coconut in it. What are those called now?
Caramel Delights now.
Caramel Delights.
Caramel Delights.
And then give me a second Thin Mint, I guess.
Second Thin Mint.
Yeah. Okay, then they can keep the $2 left over.
Okay.
All right.
It was.
Brian just said he does not get
Oh wait, no. This is Brian's. This is not yours.
What was my?
Oh, they do have more. Okay. All right.
Oh, all right.
All right. So I'll bring it to you, ladies. Can you tell us where we can?
There's plenty of cookies to go around, guys.
Where can
We'll
we get the cookies if we can't come to the store?
You could get them on the digital cookies.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. 1, 2.
GirlScoutCookies.org.
GirlScoutCookies.org. Easy enough. Get them in store. Get them online. Rod.
Yes.
You got your hands full.
I got to
over
put my
there.
cookies down here. Let me tell you, if you've never had the Girl Scout Thin Mint, how many years? 50 years? How long have we been doing this? Any
More
guess?
than 100.
More than 100.
More than
And
100.
for the most part, Thin Mints have been around for a good chunk of that, right?
Yes.
They're like one of the original cookies. They are the best flipping Thin Mint cookie you'll ever have. And I'm sure anybody that's had them would say the same. They're perfect. Yummy, yummy. Okay. We support Girl Scouts. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you for what you
Well
guys
done.
do. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, ladies.
We have a KGW weather impact alert, not for storminess, not for big heavy rain amounts, but just for a steady rain day. I don't see any breaks in it. So the point is, expect that you're going to need your rain boots and your raincoats today. It probably will be the rainiest of the 4-day run. This rain event that we're currently in started Saturday, yesterday, today's day 3. Tomorrow will be the finale, but today's probably the wettest day overall. So remember back on Friday, we said over 4 days, maybe 2 inches. Here's what we've done just over the last 48 hours, and it's not overly impressive. An inch in Eugene, 66 100s in Portland, about 3/4 in Salem. Over an inch in Newport, but only spot showing over 2 is down North Bend. You get down into that North Bend, Coos Bay area, though, there are some reports where the raindrops have been more than 3 inches coming down over the past couple of days. Here is the steady rain. It is snow over the Cascade Passes. Snow level is right now a little bit below 4,000 feet. Could be a little bit above 4,000 feet at some point today. But it's right there at Government Camp, so be prepared for winter driving conditions up over the Cascades. It's just rain over the Coast Range. There's what I like to refer to as the barn camera from the Shalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood, where it's 45 degrees. Again, the rain will be constant today. The wind that we had out of the gorge yesterday is gone, so there's not much wind today, really. And temperatures are going to be holding fairly steady, mid to upper 40s throughout your day. Here's Futurecast showing the steady rain this morning. And then here we are at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Overall, little change with the rain going through the gorge as well. 40s on the west side. Even warmer today out east. Your temperatures will be in the 50s. Less rain out east is one of the reasons why you folks will take more advantage of this, somewhat warm air mass. 48 today, rain tomorrow, but some breaks. And then Wednesday, a pretty quiet day, just a few scattered showers. I've got Thursday dry until maybe late day or evening. Low system on Friday. Then right now we are looking at a dry, sunny weekend. That is your forecast. Mr. McGinnis, I'll sell you a cookie for $2 a piece, sir.
Wow. Look at that markup. Got a pharmacy benefit manager job I want to sell you while we're at it. Let's go ahead and pick it up on the drive through Oregon City and West Lynn. I-205 really running a little thick here over the Abernathy Bridge. So give yourself a couple of extra minutes there. And then overall, staying on the east side, I-205 over near Johnson Creek Boulevard. We'll zoom in right now. That northbound 205 drive running thick from about Highway 224 up through the Lentz area. Speed sensors there show it about 29 miles an hour or so. So yeah, plenty of slowing out there in the rain. Right now you're driving from Troutdale at last check. One of our slower commutes, nearly 30 minutes now to get you in from the Sandy River crossing to the I-5 merge. China?
Thank you, Chris. Researchers at the University of Oregon say the risk of wildfires is going up, but they are seeing less investment in the cameras that monitor the fires.
The university's hazards lab could lose 33 cameras unless the state can pull together at least $2 million in funding during this short legislative session. Now, in total, the hazards lab monitors 180 cameras to keep track of wildfires. Researchers say one camera costs tens of thousands of dollars to operate. But the Oregon Department of Forestry says it can make a big difference and save lives and money in the long run.
That really just resolves to preventing a small fire from becoming large and then ultimately potentially saving thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Oregon Senate Democrats are expected to share more plans for the state budget this week.
Still to come on Sunrise, the bodies of all 9 victims in the California avalanche have been recovered. What we're learning about these skiers coming up when Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues.
I'm David Mulco, the evening anchor at KGW. Though when I'm not working, I like to spend as much time as possible out here in nature. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. You see, what happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to talk about it, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
The bodies of 9 backcountry skiers killed in California's deadliest avalanche have been recovered.
And all of the victims have been identified. Denson Cortez tells us more.
What started as a search and rescue mission, now turning into somber recovery.
Today I can confirm that we have recovered 9 of our missing skiers.
The Nevada County Sheriff's Office releasing the identities of all 9 victims, among them 3 newly identified Blackbird mountain guides.
We still have search and rescue staff and members out on the mountain, so I'm not going to say our recovery mission is complete.
42-year-old Nicole Nikki Chu lived in South Lake Tahoe. She was an avid outdoors person, co-founding her startup Campsite, an outdoor social network, and held a master's from Harvard. 30-year-old Michael Henry had lived in North Lake Tahoe since 2019. He was an American Mountain Guide Association trained alpine ski and rock guide and a wilderness first responder. And 34-year-old Andrew Alessandrados. He was an American Mountain Guide Association trained splitboard rock and alpine guide, a wilderness first responder, and an A3 American Avalanche Association member, which requires a minimum of 4 years experience in snow avalanche control.
Medical for an avalanche in the area of Castle Peak were reported as 9 to 10 people buried, 3 others attempting to dig them out.
The slide happened Tuesday near Castle Peak, a remote backcountry skiing area north of Lake Tahoe. The avalanche, the length of a football field, is considered the deadliest in California history. Weather conditions this week posing a hazard for rescue crews, who were unable to reach the 9 victims until this weekend.
The last person was recovered at 10:58 a.m. We had 42 search and rescue volunteers assigned to this incident today.
We cannot say enough how tremendously sorry we are for the families that has been affected by this avalanche.
A missing hiker was rescued Friday, in part thanks to the U.S. Coast Guard. They helped Josephine County Office search and rescue after the hiker was reported missing Monday. The hiker was found near Greenwell Rapids in the Illinois River Valley and taken to the hospital. Well, coming up at 8, KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus with the latest conditions if you are hitting the roads or getting ready for a flight.
Yeah, we have what's impacting air travel this morning.